Hello, Internet. My name is Aldez. I'm the gaming genius, granting a game request one wish at a time. You may know me by other names, but by this video, you will also know that I am very goddamn pissed! I mean, for the love of everything! Warner Brothers! What are you doing? And I really mean that too. What are you doing? Not only did you not release Coyote vs. Acme, which everyone, including your main actors, were advocating for you to release, but a recent announcement made by Warner Brothers Games, I'm sure is leaving everyone questioning, like, everything. And I wish I was joking. What were they doing? Let's discuss. The following article has been released as of today, and its headline alone should make you worried. Warner Brothers Games says it plans to double down on live service despite Suicide Squad failing to meet expectations. I read again. Plans to double down on live service, despite Suicide Squad failing to meet expectations. Why? This is probably the most baffling choice I've seen this year. Like, yes, there's been a lot of layoffs, and of course that sucks. I feel bad for anybody that's been laid off. But you're telling me that despite the failings of Suicide Squad, which was supposed to be one of your big Kickstarters for this whole live service thing, you're still going through with it? Really? It's further stated by this quote right here. That's a great business when you have a hit like Hogwarts Legacy. It makes the year look amazing. And it was a big release. Despite the whole controversy over it, it sold massively. It was a gigantic success. Unfortunately, we also have disappointments. We just released Suicide Squad this quarter, which was not as strong. It just makes it volatile. God damn it! So what's essentially being said is that while you have good releases, bad releases leads to a volatile environment. Oh, gee, so you're telling me a bad game makes it bad? Well, yes, it's a pretty huge summarization of what just said, but a lot was going against Suicide Squad game. Maybe because it was a live service game, and so many gamers are just sick and tired of them? No, that can't be it. Especially if you attach it to a superhero property, which, you know, also has its Sweet Baby controversy set against it. I'm not diving into that one, but man, is it bad. But the weird thing is, it just keeps going. Warner Brothers is looking at its 4 major franchises: Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and DC, and is hoping to expand in the mobile and multi-platform free-to-play space. Okay, so yes, they have been trying to go against it. In fact, if I remember correctly, there was recently a DC Match 3 mobile game where heroes and villains are pitted against the likes of Trigon. And, you know, who's to say if Suicide Squad was released for free? You know, maybe reception would have been a bit less, you know, who am I kidding? That game was going to have a bad reception no matter what. But, it's just, it gets further. Within the studio segment, we're doubling down on games as an area where we think is a lot more growth opportunity that we can tap into with the IP that we have and some of the capabilities on the studio side. where we're uniquely positioned as both a publisher and a developer of games. This honestly just spells disaster. And I mean it. It really spells disaster. You're telling me you're going to use these IPs to make live service games that could ultimately flop instead of taking the time to make a one and done release that is fantastic. You know, stuff that worked in the past. You know, the Batman Arkham series. And now you're bringing Game of Thrones and Mortal Kombat into live service? What? What the fuck? You know, I really don't think this is going to work out well. I'm going to keep repeating saying that because, yeah, it is. In fact, we look further. Rather than just launching a one-and-done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter, that is a live service where people can live and work and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis? Is that what people really want, though? Is that what your audience want? Is that what your audience wants? Or is that what your consumer wants because you just see money symbols in your eyes rather than wanting to see a great product? Yes, Hogwarts Legacy was great, but you know why? Because that was an actual game. A start, a finish, a great product. You're telling me you're going to throw all of that away just for a chance at a live service game which, as of late, has proven to do horribly. So many companies have tried live service games that, honestly, Josh Scorcher's part in his top 10 2023 fails says it best.
This verse will never rumble again. Remember when auto battlers were a thing? Me neither. Wait, did they sing Dez make another failed live service? Platinum just can't catch a break, can they? Little late for Battle Royale, Square. Little late.
And the thing is, if you think it's just one service, oh no! A lot more places have said the exact same thing. VG Charts, for example, and Insider Gaming, for example, have all pretty much said the exact same thing. That it's trying to make it a live service. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League fundamentally was not a good game. I personally gave up on the game 3 hours in, and I've just been watching people play the game as well as people talking about it. It's going horribly because it's a bad game, and you're telling me that's the strategy you want to go with. This is the strategy you want to go with going forward.
Not a great plan.
Listen, Warner Brothers, you can do what you want. You're not going to listen to me. But I'm telling you, this is a strategy that is going to go horribly wrong. I guarantee you, when you start releasing these live service games, and they're probably going to inevitably fail, and you look at yourselves and you say, what went wrong? You know what's going to go horribly wrong. Turning that kind of game into live service is going to ruin the experience for a lot of people. It has with Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, and it's going to for nearly every other property you decide to sucker it in. Could you imagine if they turned a Lego game into a live service game? If they haven't done so already, that just screams like a disaster. I wish there were more words I could use to describe this kind of situation, but in reality, that's what this is. It's a recipe for disaster. And if they're going to turn my favorite properties, like Batman, like Mortal Kombat, and you're going to turn those into live service schlop, then I'm going to say right here and now, pass. You mention a game as live service, and I'm gonna pass. I should have listened to my initial gut with Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. I knew it was live service, I was gonna pass on it, but I had hope that it would be a good experience. I'm tragically sorry that I was wrong. And I'm not going to be fooled again. I'm not. The moment you say live service, it's a pass. Warner Brothers, do yourselves a favor. Stop seeing the money potential. Stop seeing the money that you think you're going to get. And instead, see the product for what it is. A great experience for players. If it's not a great experience for players, you ain't gonna see money symbols in your eyes. You're just going to see failure. Over and over and over again. But unfortunately, it comes back to an old statement that the best way you learn is to experience it. And I pray the lesson you learn isn't as bad as I and many people are probably thinking it's going to be. Trust me. But then again, you won't. I'm just one of your consumers, right? Just one of your customers to grab your game and just shell you money with your live service product. If Marvel's Avengers didn't last long, and if so many other examples didn't last long, then tell me, Warner Brothers, how do you think you'll fare any different? How do you think you'll stand above all else? Because you have the property to do so? Hence I repeat, if Marvel's Avengers, who at the time were the highest in popularity for superhero teams, if they could not keep a live service game alive, what hopes do you have? It's one situation where Batman cannot and most likely will not save you. I've been Zaldez, the gaming genius, and I don't think this gaming wish has been granted at all. In fact, I wish that this wasn't reality. Let's hope someday it's not. Have a good night.